What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. Bye, singing dog. Bye, goal.
I pronounce you.
Bye, wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. And this is episode 865 of the show with more episodes in iTunes of any show about job search. And today, it's technically a question about interviewing because it's really about why you're not hearing anything after the interview. So it's called Why Jobs Go Dark, and it was suggested to me by someone I was representing a while back when I was still doing recruiting. I think it's a great topic, and it does explain what goes on in the hiring manager's mind. Hope you find the show helpful. Hope you give it 5 stars on iTunes or Stitcher. And if we're not connected through Facebook, reach out to me on Facebook. Look for Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, or go directly to facebook.com/No BS Coaching Advice. And, give me a good review there join the site. And what will happen is you'll get lots of content available to you because, you've liked the page. And by the way, if you're interested in my coaching you, listen to the very end of the show. There's lots of information about the different programs I have and how I can help. And now let's get going. This came as a suggestion from someone I was representing to talk about why you don't hear anything from firms for long stretches of time. Now, let me just share his experience. I'm doing this recording in mid-September. I first represented him to a client of mine sometime in July. I don't remember if it was beginning or end, but it was July. They responded by having him do a one-way video interview after an initial HR conversation, and then nothing happened. So a month and a half or so goes by when nothing happens. And suddenly they surface and go, "Hey, we'd love to talk to you. Can we fly you out? Can we meet with you? We'd like you to talk with a couple of people in the morning. How's your schedule look?" And this happens much more often than you think. Now, I'll also go the example of you do an interview, you do 2 interviews, you do 3 interviews, and then there's nothing. No word, no feedback, nothing. What's going on? What's happening behind the scenes? Why are they not responding? Now, I first want to deal with the agency scenario, where you have an agent representing you, and they're the middleman between you and the company. Now, there are instances where the agent knows what's going on and isn't ready to share it with you. Why? Because the firm isn't ready to communicate their decision, or they want to manage you to the point of getting you another interview with another firm and then drop the bomb that you're no longer under consideration, or 1,000,001 other things. Like the client is saying, "We're not sure, there are 2 other people that we want to see first," delay, and then they don't want to let you know that the client isn't instantly enamored with you and isn't instantly ready to pull the trigger because you're one of 3 they're one of 3 recruiters that are representing you, so they want to keep you on the hook. Those are typical agency scenarios. Now, let's assume there's no buffer between you and the company. You've interviewed directly, they've done all the scheduling, you've done all the interviewing. And let's use the example of this person. What's going on behind the scenes? Well, sometimes, as was the case here, a new C-level executive joined, wanted to survey the landscape, and then make a decision. And they're not communicating with me. Actually, it's an unfair situation, because that's another agency scenario. They weren't communicating with me, and I'm telling them, I'm not hearing anything. Let me come back to the direct communications now. So, like in this situation that I was just outlining, where I'm the recruiter and they're not communicating. Well, something may be going on at a high level in their organization where they've decided to reevaluate the requirement. I'm doing this in September. I've had one person already be frozen on their interview. He was flown out for meetings. Clearly, the number one person they've seen, they're coming up on October budgets. They're stalling a little bit to make sure that they'll have funding next year for the project that they want to hire him for. Position frozen. That took 3 weeks to do. Not terrible in terms of length like this other person's interview delay, but still 3 weeks is a long time to go without knowing what's going on. So sometimes circumstances have changed for them. They're trying to manage their budget. They're trying to see what's going on. Number two is they're stalling for time. They're stalling because they've already committed to seeing 4 other people and they're not prepared to commit to you. After all, Moses may walk in the door. Muhammad may arrive. The Buddha may walk in. And they're the perfect individual to do this job. And wouldn't you want to hire the Buddha? Seriously, the Buddha walks in. They're perfect. You'd want to hire the Buddha, right? So that sometimes occurs, that they're stalling for time, or they're stalling for time because you didn't really knock it out of the park, and they're shopping for a better alternative. That's the most common scenario, really, as to what's going on behind the scenes. Sometimes, the hiring manager has other things to do. They haven't really thought about what took place in your meeting with them for some time, and they're ducking their own internal HR organization that's basically going, are you ready? Don't you want to hire them? Come on. Because HR wants to close these jobs out as much as you want to join. So the hiring manager is just too busy to make a decision, let alone think about it. So sometimes there's stalls that go on for that reason. Or they're trying to talk themselves into hiring you because they're just not sure and they have to get over the hump, and they're waiting for magic words to be uttered to them that makes them go, okay, I'll do it. So those are some of the reasons why jobs go dark. It doesn't make it any easier for you, but understanding that, I think, will make it easier for you to feel more comfortable. Now, one of the tactics in response is to sometimes drop them a quick note and say, a lot of time has gone by and I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm not trying to push you, but I just want to let you know of my continued interest. Any way we can talk further so I can help you resolve whatever doubts or questions you might have about me. And this way, they'll respond by going, no, that's okay. Or they'll say, yeah, thanks, that's a good idea. But reaching out to them in that way can often be a good tactic. So I'm not talking about a day later. I'm talking about a week, 2 weeks later. You're not hearing anything. You can drop them a note and give them a sense that you're open to talking with them some more, and what's their schedule like to schedule something for the two of you to speak. I'm sure you'll get some version of response. And if you're working through a recruiter, contact them as the intermediary to doing this. They've got the interest in closing you on the job and collecting the fee from their client. I'm sure they'll advocate for you. And if they're not willing to advocate for you, there's a message in that as well. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here's a few ways that I can be of help to you. First of all, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, help with interview preparation, or with assistance on a salary negotiation, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, tell me what it's about: coaching, interview prep, salary negotiation, whatever it is. Just put in the subject line, and in the body, just tell me what's going on, and we'll schedule a time to speak. Next, if you're interested in resume and LinkedIn profile reviews, critiques and such, or a job search makeover where I review every aspect of what you've been doing in your search and try and help you make corrective action one time, you can find out about it at my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. Look for the tab on top that indicates the kind of service that you want. Click through, place the order, and we'll get to work right away. And there's always JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I have curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, through the site, for one price, you can also ask me questions as well. Again, that site is JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. I'll be back with more soon, and in the meantime, have a great day. Take care.
You've reached the High Fashion Hotline.
Hi, spiced apple cider is back, and so are the fall trends. My family needs new clothes to spice up our fall wardrobe.
Spice up their style with new jeans from Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, right now, all jeans from Distress to Stretch are on sale from $15 for adults, $10 for kids. Plus, get up to 50% off store-wide.
All jeans on sale and up to 50% off store-wide?
That's right. All your family's favorite jeans are on sale now at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
We can fall for that.
High Fashion, Old Navy. Valid 9/14 and 9/20. Excludes in-store clearance.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.